Chat. Hi, friends. For anyone who's still here, please tell us what you think. If you've played the game, tell us if you disagree or agree. If you have any questions or thoughts, please just share them.
I see G's already yelling at me about my Ocarina of Time talks.
He loves Ocarina of Time. He loves his Ocarina of Time, and I think you're wrong about that game.
Look, once again, and I think my opinion on it is very understood because, and I understand why, because I get very aggressive with my opinions and it makes it seem like I hate the game, which I don't. I think the game is fine. But that's just it. It's just fine to me. It's not great.
But can you at least agree that the music is phenomenal?
Oh, the music's great. I never disagree with the music. What? What made you think I hated Ocarina of Time's music?
I never thought you hated it. I don't know if we've ever discussed the music specifically, and I just wanted to confirm, because if you were like, it's fine, I was gonna fight you. Like, I was gonna fly to where you live and fist fight you.
Song of Storms and Saria's Song and all of that. No, it's all bangers. All 10 out of 10.
Bolero of Fire, Minuet of the Forest, Serenade of Water.
I'll also say, I will say I like Wind Waker's soundtrack more, but that's just bias. I think
Gerudo Valley.
Gerudo Valley is also really, really good. I think Wind Waker. I mean, Dragon Roost Island. You don't like, really?
I like Dragon Roost Island. I would not say it compares to Ocarina of Time soundtrack. Like, aside from like Dragon Roost Island, I can't really like think of a song specifically.
Outset Island, just Sailing on the Seas is great. It's all banging, but I understand most of my opinions on that music is based on some kind of bias for loving that game so much.
I think it's good music. I don't think it's like, I would never, if I wanted to listen to like relaxing, I would never like Google Wind Waker music, whereas like put on Serenade of Water, man, and I'm a new person. I'm going through something spiritual.
G, I will say this. G, I'll give you this. I will put Ocarina of Time as the best N64 Zelda game. That's the top list there.
What's the competition? Majora's Mask?
Which I've only played the beginning part of. I never finished Majora's Mask. Please don't kill me, chat. I'm gonna, by the way, try to figure out a way to put all the chat like on the YouTube video for this segment. Maybe I'll add a scroll chat that we turn on when we get to this segment.
I'm looking back to chat, and Cass said she agreed with me on the weapons. Thank you, Cass.
I think we both agreed on the weapons.
Yes.
Except for I blew your mind with the Octoroks.
I can't believe I'm like so mad. I avoid those things because I hate them so much. I find them irritating and annoying.
Octoroks, they also, and the only reason I learned it too is because people were talking about the new duplication glitch with the Octoroks. And they're like, oh yeah, it will fix your weapon, and if whatever's attached to it, you'll have two of them, whatever. I'm like, it fixes your weapons? And I tried it and it works.
I used the duplication glitch.
There's nothing wrong with it. I used the original duplication glitch to get money. I didn't mention this in our original talks. You said you had a different experience. I felt like I didn't get enough rupees for anything I was doing.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, that's another complaint. If we can jump back, like way back, chat, please keep going off. If you got something, I'll jump in. But
this is not going to be in the podcast episode. This is now like the after show. So
it's just ranting. This is just incoherent ranting. But like, I was so irritated every time like I found something cool and somebody would be like, this is a quest, or like do something really cool here. And I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. And I do it, and they'd be like, here's some money. Bye. I'd be like, I wanted something really cool. I wanted something exciting. And like, I never got it. Every time I do one of those signs, he hands me some rice balls and a couple of bucks, and he tells me like, good luck in my future endeavors. And every time you did one of those like monster forces, they gave you a couple bucks. Every time you did one of the reporter things, they gave you a couple bucks. Like, also, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. Just real quick to comment on G's thing. Did we not give a spoiler warning at the beginning of the podcast? I thought we did.
I don't think we did. I don't remember doing one.
Well, I'll add something in the video.
I feel like if you're going to click on a podcast that's talking about Tears of the Kingdom, you should expect spoilers. But like again, probably for safety reasons, we should.
Yeah, I'll do it. I mean, that's my job. My job is to handle all that. So I'll
You know what? Actually, I did mention something at the beginning where I was like, we're going to spoil the heck out of this game.
I remember you saying it. I was still gonna put something like right at the beginning. Like my whole idea is to do you choking on water, saying I'm never drinking water again. Title sequence, me saying spoiler warnings for Tears of the Kingdom, and then we go into like the episode.
Was that better or worse than the time being brought down by green screen?
I think that was funnier. To be honest.
I just wanted some water, and I started to feel myself coughing. I was like, "This is going to be really bad. Like, this is not good."
But this is what I like about the podcast formula is that it is so raw. Like, it's not scripted. I don't feel like I have to follow. Yeah, we have some kind of breakdown of what we want to discuss, but I don't feel like we don't have to really stay on topic with it. We could go off on tangents and rants or whatever. But when those things happen, it just feels more natural, and you're not like so stiff. Like, oh, we gotta reshoot it. I don't feel like that. I don't feel like you do that.
I don't either. Also, another topic I thought of, which it's going to take like 30 seconds to say, we talked about all the new powers that we had, and we didn't mention who I personally feel is the star of the show, Rewind, who allowed me to solve any shrine in the easiest possible way. It was like my best friend. I would be like, how do I get up onto that platform? All right, I'll pick up this item, bring it to the platform, bring it back to me, jump on it, rewind, there we go.
I'm glad you mentioned that too, because when I was telling the story earlier about how I seen people say they miss Magnesis, which it's stupid that you prefer that over Ultra Hand. But at the same time, people say, oh, I miss the stop power from Breath of the Wild. I'm like, that's just, once again, worse rewind. What...
I think they're different powers, because like rewind will bring something back to where it was and you can stop it, but like stasis, you could hit it and you could just launch it into the abyss. Like you could add something to it. There's nothing you could really do with rewind other than rewind it, but like I didn't really miss stasis at all. I don't really get that.
I've seen people what they do is they take the Korok. The Korok, I need to go to my friend. They'll bring the Korok like near somewhere close to it, but not super close. Like they don't have to go very far. They'll go to where the smoke Korok is. They'll launch an arrow with a piece of meat on it and fly down there as it's going down to hit near the Korok you have to bring up. They'll attach the Korok to the piece of meat and use rewind to get it up to the friend. And it's brilliant. Like, this is why I love the powers so much, is because of like little things like you don't have to do a certain way. Like there's some goofy ways to do shit.
And there are, and like part of me is like that's really fun, but then also part of me is like, but that's the players. That is the players finding the creativity in the game. Like I don't credit Nintendo with that.
Yeah. I know when we were ranting before about certain things, you had said it felt like a Minecraft-y type thing. I still don't agree with that. Because
I think like sorry, go ahead.
Well, even Fortnite too. Because those are main. With Fortnite, you build or you're gonna die. With Minecraft, that's literally the whole game. With Tears of the Kingdom, you have to do it for shrines, but you technically you never have to build a bike. You never have to build like a platform to survive. It's just there, and it makes solving puzzles in more fun ways. You don't use those in Fortnite, in Minecraft to solve puzzles in fun, creative ways.
I kind of agree. I kind of disagree. I agree in the sense that you don't need to do it to play the game, but like the shrines, you need to do it. The temples, you need to do it. And then like a lot of the quests, like
which temple
require you to do it.
Oh, I guess the fire temple you technically had to do the fan thing. You didn't really have to build
and the water temple you have. I don't even mean like building things. I just mean like requiring to like get a rocket or get a fan or like do like even just like using all like they were everywhere constantly. And that was fine, but then at some point I was like just getting so freaking, and especially when you're in the sky area, everything hinges on being able to build something to get higher up and then to get higher up again. And then like if you have to bring something from one spot to the other, because 99% of the shrines in the sky area were they go find the rock and bring it to where the shrine is, and so you had to build stuff for that. And like, I wish there had been more of like
There's only one vehicle you'll ever need in this game. And
the
that's
hover bike.
Yep, the air bike gets you up to the Sky Islands. It attaches the rocks to them. You get them to where they need to go. It's the only thing you ever need. We never even talked about the Zonai, actually, because to use auto build, you need Zonai and stuff.
Well, you know, I didn't talk about much because I didn't use it much and I didn't care about it.
It was there.
I like didn't even upgrade my battery until way late in the game, and then I got like I now have 3 full batteries, and I never use more than like 1.5, maybe 2 on a bad day. But like, I've never really got into that part of the game. It's I don't find much enjoyment in that. And then I also don't feel like investing my time in that when I know the moment I walk into a shrine, it's going to disappear and die.
Well, I think this is the reason why. And this kind of applies to both of us because I didn't use it that much either, but I'm ADHD, so I found more enjoyment because it just kind of tickled that part of my brain of automation. But besides that point, you and I wouldn't say we're both super into like super linear games. It's not like we want linear games, but it seems when we talk open world, it doesn't really tickle either of our fancy as much. And with open world, it's very much a go where you want, when you want, whatever. But we're more interested in the lore and stuff. The extra stuff is fun, sure, but we're more interested in like the main portions.
So here's the thing. I think there are levels to open world, and I think Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom is as open world can get. Yeah. And I think that is a little too open world, even for its own sake. Like, for example, when you get to the end of the game and you're like going through like the final fights and you're talking to Minoru, you like get this flashback where Zelda tells Minoru she's going to turn into a dragon. And it should feel like this really emotional, like, moment. Like, Zelda's going to become a dragon, but because I already done the tears, I already knew it, and I didn't feel anything watching it. Whereas, like, you know, like, look at Ghost of Tsushima, for example. Like, yeah, I would still call that an open world game for the most part, but, like, there were still, like, boundaries to how open that world could be. Like, like, you couldn't go all the way to the northern area. And then, like, when you did progress, you got these really big, like, influxes of cutscenes and story, you know, like, with things you were doing with Yuna, or the time where you have to, like, poison on the Mongols. These, like, really big quests that, like, came with a lot of story to them. So, like, you got this punch of story, and then you got to open the world a bit more. And I felt like Tears of the Kingdom was almost too open for its own good, whereas like it would have benefited from maybe having a couple boundaries.
Yeah, no, I will 1,000% agree. I think it works for games like Ghost of Tsushima the way they did it, or if you are going the boundaryless route, games like Fallout and Elder Scrolls, where what's happening on this side of the map is not going to interfere with what's happening on this side of the map very much, and just because you learn something on this side of the map, what you learn on the other side is still going to be impactful because it doesn't have anything to do with what you learned over there, right? Those types of games that make sense. I think with a game that's supposed to be so heavy in lore and in story and how it connects to everywhere else, it doesn't make sense, and that's the problem I had with Breath of the Wild. Granted, I love Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I love them both. Yeah. They're not in my top Zelda.
I would play. It's always surprising to me when I hear people be like, "I will pick Tears of the Kingdom every time," because I will probably pick Breath of the Wild every time. But I agree. I think because this game is so open that Nintendo has, because you can still have an open world game and still have a linear story. Like Ghost of Tsushima has a linear story. You get, like, as you progress in the game, you get cutscenes for what's going on. Assassin's Creed, like the later ones, open world, but they still have a linear storyline and like a progression. Whereas, like, I would say Tears of the Kingdom has that. Like, there's the memories, and you can go and get those in any order, like at any time. And I think because of that, they've made it so. I think that's why all the temples are so generic and so the same. Like, you have to do the 5 switches because they want it to be like no matter what order you do it in, it doesn't affect the overall story in any way, and it doesn't have to be done in any particular order. And it's like, and I feel like that kind of hurts it. It like takes from the story, and it makes it just more generic and not as exciting.
I kind of wish there was a new Game Plus.
Yeah.
Because I want like all the costumes and stuff I got to carry over, and all my horses and everything. There was you watched my stream, my second stream, I think, where I was playing Tears of the Kingdom, and I got a horse called Oreo Butt.
I named it. I picked Oreo Butt.
You did pick Oreo Butt. Well, there was a quest where I had to give a lady a horse to complete it, and so she took Oreo Butt.
You gave her Oreo Butt?
She has Oreo Butt.
disgusting.
Look,
That is.
I got the God horse, and I got also Zelda's horse, the golden horse. So that's all I need.
Yeah, I have the golden horse and the big white horse, but I don't have Ganon's horse.
Oh, I didn't do that yet. Casey asks, you may have mentioned this already, but how does the replay value of Tears of the Kingdom compare to Breath of the Wild? I'll answer, and then I'll let you take it, because here's my thing. I've tried to replay Breath of the Wild, and I can't. I don't know what it is. I get through the Great Plateau, and then I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I had no motivation to keep going, to be honest, when I try to replay Breath of the Wild. Now, I plan on actually trying to replay it on my own time next week, now that I have like this hype for Tears of the Kingdom, and see if that changes. But trying to replay Breath of the Wild in the past, I wasn't able to. Tears of the Kingdom, I feel like I could replay it again. Now, when I replay games, because I know the lore and the story, unless I haven't played it in a long time, she's shaking her head at me. Just because if I know the lore and the story, I don't really push to do it again. Like when I play Persona 5 Royal right after Persona 5, unless it was a new cutscene, I skipped over everything because I had just watched it a few weeks prior.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I might, in this case, it might be different because it's been a very long time since I watched the story of Breath of the Wild, and there's probably things I've forgotten about. But with if I were to replay Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, knowing both their stories freshly and trying to replay them, I feel like I could do it with Tears of the Kingdom because there are so many solutions to the puzzles that I haven't tried yet, that make it more exciting for me. But Breath of the Wild, once again, I have to play it again to see, but I don't think so.
I'm gonna be the opposite answer, where I'm gonna say I feel like Breath of the Wild, and not even because like I think Breath of the Wild is so much better, but like I just had more of an investment in the Breath of the Wild story, where I feel like I would enjoy, and maybe I'm like overshadowed by the fact that it's been so many years since I played Breath of the Wild, and I just am still working through Tears of the Kingdom, like 150 hours into it. But like I liked Breath of the Wild more as a game, so I would want to replay it more. But like Tears of the Kingdom for me is just almost too big to want to replay it again. Like there's so much to do. There's just so much to chug through. Like the Sky Islands, I wouldn't even have said like the Sky Islands were that fun. I wouldn't want to do them again. Like whereas the depths would be fun to explore again. There's certain parts of Tears of the Kingdom I would want to do again. But I feel like unless you're really into the building mechanic and you want to like Blake said, explore different ways to do the shrines or explore new things to build, the story wasn't enough for me to come back to it, except for the beginning and the end, obviously. And I just think the world is, like, I think if I was to sit down and be like, do I want to play, which one do I want to play, I would pick Breath of the Wild, because Tears of the Kingdom would just feel too overwhelming for me. You'd, like, have 3 layers. It's, like, 3 times as big as Breath of the Wild.
I would say 2.5 because
2.5. The sky's not full. It's so empty. It's such a joke. It's such a joke. Like they should have had Skyloft or something, man. Like it's just there's nothing to do.
Casey, you have me rolling, by the way, bud. Sorry, go ahead.
That's why I put the heart after that, because it was so funny.
It's so fun. Long time listener, first time caller.
But yeah, I think Tears of the Kingdom is too much. It's too much for me to even think about doing again right now, and especially just because I didn't care for the story and I don't care for the building mechanic. It doesn't have as much value to me. Whereas like Breath of the Wild, I like its simplicity. I like that I don't have to build, and I like the story a lot. So I'm like tempted to play or like watch the story even now.
Like I said, I plan on replaying Breath of the Wild again now that I've like got the context. I feel like Breath of the Wild is going to be a cakewalk now after Tears of the Kingdom.
Sure.
It's going to be so easy. I struggled so hard with Thunderblight Ganon, and I'm going to be like, bop, bop, that was stupid. Like, easy. What the hell?
I'm like actually so excited for it. Like I really want to replay it. I want to get good weapons again. Like, oh, I can't wait to hold like a flame sword in my hands, and people will be like, you can make a flame sword, just put your sapphire or your rupee on your. I don't want to do that. I want to pick up a freaking flame sword and I want to go fight something.
She mad.
And I'm excited to do it, and I want to be able to like interact with characters. I just also Zelda stole my house. Can we talk about that? Zelda's a house thief? I had to do, like, you had to do so much in Breath of the Wild to get that house. You had to spend money. You had to get, like, 100 things of wood. And Zelda, like, fucking evicted. I swore we weren't going to try to do that. But she evicted me.
This is the sideshow. This is the sideshow.
Oh, okay. I told you one was going to slip out because I was going to get, like, really...
There's 1 or 2 that slipped out in the regular show, too. But I'm going to find a way to, like, beep them.
She took my house, built that with my bare hands, and she came in and was like, I live here now. What happened to all the weapons I stored there? The shields? What did she do?
Yeah, so one, we agree that she stole the house. They kept calling it Zelda's house. When I essentially, you assume they share the house because you can sleep in Zelda's bed and Link can only sleep in hotels that he pays for or beds that he owns.
Yeah.
You can't sleep in other beds, so you assume they share the house, which heavily implies, I sent you a video on this, it heavily implies that they fucking, because they are, they definitely fucking, we have a little Zelda babies.
There's 2 more swears you have to take out.
No, this is the sideshow. There's swears.
Okay.
Yeah, the sideshow, I don't care. Yeah, Zelda took it in the divorce.
Zelda took it.
Squatter
Why are we
rights.
divorcing?
Yeah.
Okay, here's...
Link
So
didn't
I
say
have
enough.
I have another complaint. Why is it that none of the most of the NPCs that you talk to in Breath of the Wild don't know who you are anymore? And that, like... Yeah. Like, you knew them in Breath of the Wild, and then you meet them again in Tears of the Kingdom, like, who are you? Like, some of them do, but then, like, you go to, like, Hateno, where your house is, like, you built that house, and they're like, man, Zelda, she built a school here, she was friends with all the school children, and then they mention that Link never left her side. Like, if you read her diary, she's like, everywhere I go, Link goes with me. And then you're like, who is this man?
Love.
But we love Zelda. We love Zelda. But who are you? And it's like, I've been here the whole time, supposedly. Supposedly, Link was in Hateno with Zelda this whole time.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people, too, who are just like, I heard you went missing for a whole 2 hours. You're back already? Gabs, where's Zelda, though? Don't care you're back. Where's Zelda?
Zelda. Also, can we talk about how stupid every single character was? I don't know about you, but, like, the very first Blood Moon that happened, and Zelda started speaking, I, like, instantly knew something was off about her voice. Something was weird. It didn't sound right. It sounded evil. And then, like, every time, like, they mentioned Zelda, I was like, this is not Zelda. But every character was like, Zelda's being real weird, man. Like, she told all these guys to get naked, and then, like, she's running into the fire temple, and she, like, gave Unibo this evil mask. What's going on? I was like, y'all are so stupid.
The fire temple's the most blatant with it. The fire temple's the most blatant. The other 3 temples, it looks like that she is, like, leading you, kind of. But in the fire temple, Zelda blatantly is like, here you go, Goma, eat.
Everyone is still absolutely baffled. Like, I don't know why Link never discusses the memories he sees to be like, obviously Zelda's not here. This is not Zelda. He just kind of lets everyone keep believing it's Zelda.
You can't yell at a man for not speaking his mind when he's a mute. All right, that's just ableist, Emily.
He's not a mute.
He talks by this, and people understand to some degree. He's just like, oh yeah, you're right. We should eat some food.
Listen, if you read Zelda's diary in Breath of the Wild, she specifically talks about how she didn't like Link because he didn't talk, and then one day she asked him why he doesn't talk, and he explained. Like, I don't even remember what the answer was, but he talked to her. He was, like, telling her about, like, why he didn't say as a lot.
He said it like this. You can't see it, but...
I saw it on the stream.
Oh, yeah, that's another funny thing about this whole, like, podcasting is I can see Emily the whole time. Oh, we might have a way around this. I think we should do this next time to fix it, is use OBS Ninja. But I can see Emily the whole time. Emily can't see me at all.
I'm watching the stream.
Yeah, she has no clue like what I'm doing in real time though. She can only hear
It's like it's giving me a complex watching like me do something 5 seconds or like 10 seconds delayed and then being like, oh, I should stop doing that, and then realizing I stopped doing it like 10 seconds ago. I was like playing with this hair clip for a while and like had it behind my back, and then I was like, I should stop. Anyway.
This is what you call budget podcasting. We don't have a team behind us. Neither of us can afford that right now. But here's the goal. Here's my ultimate goal for this whole podcast is obviously to get big enough to where this can be one of our main focuses in life, along with streaming or whatever. And then eventually have a team behind us to where we can do this like very professionally and all that, even though we're, states apart.
To one day have a team so professional behind us that we can have like little animations for when I think you're wrong, and I can just like hit a button and it will be like, Blake's really wrong.
I have a Steam Deck, so I can even install those buttons, but the problem is you can't press them.
Casey's so right. Come on, Blake, get into it.
Padia knows that M's wearing purple nail polish on the pink side of the screen. I would do it. Actually, fun fact. Me and my brother discussed this. I plan once I lose 100 pounds. That's my this is my reward. Once I lose 100 pounds, I'm going to dye the top of my hair purple.
Do it.
I'm
I
so
believe
excited.
in you. I believe in
pumped.
you.
I want to do it so bad. Send for your viewing pleasure at a later time.
Thank you, G. I did just get the notification for that.
Okay, I think we should probably wrap up the after show.
Okay, anyone have any last minute thoughts before we part ways?
Yeah. FYI, while you guys are putting your last minute questions, next episode will be heavily on lore. And it's still Tears of the Kingdom related, but it's going to be more like geared towards where it is in the timeline, how it fits in with everything, etc.
Alert, I think the Zonai are whack, and I don't think they fit anywhere in the timeline, and I hate them.
I know where they fit. I look, I've already kind of told you what my thoughts on the lore is and where it all fits. But I'm gonna go on a long ass tangent next.
See, this is where I need the Blake is wrong button, because you could, no matter where you tell me they belong, I think you're wrong.
That's not what you said when I told you. You're like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. And now you want to tell me
I bet it's wrong.
You're saying it's wrong because you hate them. That's it.
I do hate them. I think they're weird, and I don't think they have any place. It makes no sense that they've never been mentioned. You know, whatever. We'll talk about this next time because I'm gonna get angry and then I'll rant about it for another person.
She only wants a Blake is wrong button because I said the things I said about Ocarina.
No, G and I just think you're wrong. Also, I want you all to know, I just think it's important that everyone know that my mother just texted me and told us our podcast is too long.
Oh, this is after show, so that's fine.
Yeah, come on, Mom. This is the after show.
Not a question, but look into filters. Yeah, we have the filter on for Emily, but the problem is she doesn't have lights. Emily, you need a light. You need a light.
No, apparently, no. Did you find? I have a slight background noise echo.
Wait. Are you talking about the green screen that we can see behind her, or are we talking about her voice?
I know my green screen's bad. It's not great. He's not great.
The green screen right now, when it got darker outside, it became more apparent that there's a green screen there. Audio? Yeah, I haven't heard an echo the whole time. Has anyone else heard an echo?
Am I echoing? I haven't heard an echo, but
as we upload to YouTube too, it's gonna be Emily's going to wait. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Emily has recorded this all in Audacity, so I can cut it. Emily, you didn't. She never pressed record. Well, this is the raw, unedited version of episode 1.
You should have reminded me. You shouldn't trust me with things like this, Blake. I do the art, you do the...
I just thought Emily was louder than Blake, but that's it. Really? Both
My mom says there's no echo. Thanks, Mom.
Hey, Mrs. Klaus, your daughter is incredibly rude to me on a normal occasion. As much as she can be, you should punish her to the highest degree of punishment. Ground her. Please take away her phone for the week, or don't do that.
Blake, do you remember last night when we were playing Mario Party and you landed on my space and you dueled me, and then you challenged all of your coins and then took the majority of my coins away from me and then won the game? And you're going to tell me I'm the bully?
My beautiful wife, who we both love very much, told me to. And therefore, what she says is always right and I must follow. What did you want, Emily? Did you want me to get a divorce?
I mean, your wife is always right. I know that, but I think she didn't tell you to do that. You bet one coin, and she made fun of you, and you said fine, and then went to all the coins instantly.
No, she said, "Come on, do all the coins." She said, "Come on, do them all." Plus, I mean, you were always gonna have. If I would have lost, I would have had 0, and you would have had way more. And if I would have, and since I won, you still had 30. You still had 30.
I didn't win, Blake. I didn't win. I lost, and you took most of my coins.
Very bad.
Yeah, it was really embarrassing. Allison made fun of us a lot for how bad we did in that game.
Nothing was funnier than when Jeremy did the last round. Okay.
Oh, that was good.
Cool. On that
Slamming that Blake is wrong button. Yeah, G, we're slamming the Blake is wrong button.
Something tells me that's going to be an active channel point redemption for the after show.
Blake is wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't need it for the after show. I need it for the now show. I want to tell you you're wrong.
You'd have to go live on your end for that to ever be. If there's a Blake is wrong button and not an Emily is wrong button, you'd have to do all the technical side on your end.
Okay, fine. What if we added both buttons, but you did all the work?
Well, then you'd still have to, like, Blake, can you press the Blake is wrong button? It would still be weird.
Great. I'm gonna get a piece of, guys, look out for it next time we do it. I'll have this piece of paper, and I'm gonna, like, do some really pretty art, and it's gonna say Blake is wrong in, like, bubble letters, and then I'll just, like, hold it up, and then when I do this, everyone in chat will just say, Blake is wrong, Blake is wrong. It's gonna be like a applause sign. Like, everybody do your comment.
This sounds like anarchy. This sounds like ganging up on me. This sounds very targeted. I don't love it. There's no such thing as bowling in Mario Party. To be fair, in that last round too, like I had a triple dice. The star landed in front of me. I ended up getting the star, but I also used triple dice because my real goal was to get to Boo and steal a star, but I didn't end up happening. Even though I made it to Boo, it was Halloween time or Halloween Town, and it was nighttime, so Boo wasn't out. Boo's only out in daytime. King Boo's only out at night. It was weird.
Yeah, he tried to bully me some more.
Oh, no, I was going to press random. I was going to say, I'm not targeting into you, random, and let it cycle. That was the main goal.
You absolutely can bully in Mario Party. That is the thing, Casey. You're incorrect.
I won. I was very happy.
You did. You did. And what did it cost you? What did it cost you, Blake?
Nothing, because we're still friends and still having a podcast together, which I'm very excited about. I'm having a podcast with one of my best friends. My ultimate secret goal is for us to get so big that the Nintendo podcast recognizes us and invites us on. And we get to go to New York City and sit on their couch with them and have a whole conversation.
But I also want to go to the Besties podcast and talk to Griffin McElroy and tell him he's wrong about Skyward Sword because he thinks Skyward Sword is a bad game and he's wrong.
I'm in.
Griffin McElroy, if you ever watch this, where's my sign? Just pretend this is Griffin McElroy, you're wrong.
Griffin is wrong. I wish I was good enough in video editing to like populate that on the page right at that moment. Griffin is wrong.
Griffin McElroy, you are wrong.
Cool. On that note, everybody, we will be back not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday after.
Yes.
Okay, that is the 12th. That's 12th. Wednesday the 12th of July.
We might not be back the Wednesday after. I'm gonna have to talk to you about that one.
We because we're normally gonna be doing this on Wednesday on my normal stream time for every other Wednesday, so we'll come up with like a more concrete schedule. But we wanted a launch date in place, so we'll have the official schedule. We'll post it in my Discord and Emily's Discord. We should probably eventually create our own separate Discord for this. We'll talk about it all later. On that note. Anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Tears of the Kingdom is overhyped. That's what I have to say.
Tears of the Kingdom is a great game, but it's not the best Zelda game like everybody's saying. I will go that far.
Skyward Sword is the best Zelda game. That's all there is to say. Thank you for being here. I love Skyward Sword.
That's a weird way to say Wind Waker, Emily.
I gave you Wind Waker.
It's true. On that note, everybody, we will see you guys later. Have a wonderful night.
We appreciate every single one of you who came out here tonight.
Yeah, and if you really want to rewatch or if you missed anything, it will be on YouTube next Friday once I learn well, actually, I'm not going to have to do much editing because somebody forgot to do Audacity.
It's been fun. Bye.
You cut out for all of that. Bye, everybody. Stopping stream now. Bye.